So let's say that you need to research legal steps required to register a business in a specific location. With ChatGPT, we can cut down hours of research into seconds. When you break the law or you do things that are against what the government wants you to do, ignorance is not a defense. So you got to protect your company from problems long term. At some point in our careers, we'll have to do some research. This could be research about competitors, laws related to specific industry, our target audience, market trends, vendors, product developments. As vital as it is, it's probably one of the most time-consuming tasks, research, especially if we want to be thorough. With ChatGPT, we can cut down hours of research into seconds. We're going to explore a few areas and scenarios where research would be needed. Legal. That's a big part of the world that we live in that it's necessary to not be ignorant about. It really is helpful. Let's look at a use case, a scenario. So let's say that you need to research legal steps required to register a business in a specific location. You got to get a brand registered or trademark registered, or you got to get a domain registered or whatever it is. We're going to look at this. I'm in the same chat over here. Provide a detailed guide, we're talking about legal, right? On the legal steps required to register a business in Largo, Florida. Include detailed steps, link to necessary documents, information about fees, timelines, and anything else that applies. Write it in a way that is easy to understand, include easy to understand definitions of key terms used. Let's say that you want to expand into a new market. Let's say that you want to hire people. By the way, if you have a company and you have staff in the USA, you got to know that when you have a W-2 staff, the rules are different, meaning W-2 means like you have them on a salary. That's what the form is called. They're on a salary. They're on a schedule. The rules are different state to state. If I hire one person from California and I put them on a schedule, it messes the whole thing up. I have to register in the state of California now. And I got to do all kinds of different tax things over there. So you got to understand those things because they could open up the door to a lot of problems for you along the way. This thing leads you to that understanding much faster than the pains that I've experienced myself. Like I only want to keep staffs in certain states. And if I open up the door in a state, okay, good. Then I can keep on hiring over there. So there's things like that that are important, especially because I have a business that I run it remote and in person. We have 40 staff in person. And then we have a lot of people that are remote, about 80 of them. Okay, so step one, choose your business structure. A sole proprietorship? Is it a partnership? Is it an LLC, corporation? Choose a business name. DBA, right? Fictitious name. Register a business name. Register with the Florida Department of State. Obtain an EIN, employer identification number. Register for state taxes. Apply for local business licenses. Open a business bank account. I mean, this is like verbatim and perfect. It is absolutely perfect. Comply with employment laws. Got it. Additional resources. Summary of fees and timeline. Okay. Create a check sheet for me. So think about the idea that you have in your head about wanting to do something and turn this into a project that you can move forward with. And now you make it practical, something that you can move forward with, right? So if you have an assistant, like you can be the one that is like with the idea, right? If you have an assistant, all you do is take this thing that you created and you say, hey, I want you to get this done for me. Here are the steps. And now I have a checklist right here. Let's check it out. Give it to me in Word. I can ask for it in PDF also. And just like that, all the steps, right? So I take this document and I forward it to my assistant and I say, can you please get this done by next Tuesday? And let me know. And now you have, move it forward. And notice how it did it on check sheet format. It had the option to check it off. Check sheets, right? Check it off. It put the links that they're not clickable, but this is the link, dos.myflorida.com/sunbiz/search. Step by step. Number two, you need to find out which licenses and or permits are required to start a specific type of business. So let's look at that scenario right here. Provide me with information regarding my licenses or permits. I need to run a restaurant in NYC, New York. Include detailed steps, links to necessary documents, information about fees, timelines, and anything else that applies. Write it in a way that is easy to understand. Include easy to understand definitions of key terms used. And let's see what it outputs. Okay, so I got the check sheet made. We did that already. Give you the idea on what you can do with it. Let's keep on going. Okay, first scenario. You need to find out if there are any laws related to your location or industry. Create a list of laws relevant to my business described below. Include a short description of what each one is and a link to any relevant documents. Things that you can do to protect your company long term. When you break the law or you do things that are against what the government wants you to do, ignorance is not a defense. So you got to protect your company from problems long term. What does it say here? Business registration, you must register your business with the California Secretary of State. Okay, got it. Business license, obtain a business license from the city of Los Angeles. Okay. Employment laws, California Labor Code. Description, government wages, working hours, working conditions, occupational safety and health, fair employment and housing, tax laws, insurance requirements, environmental regulations, privacy laws, local ordinances, additional resources. We're so different over here, by the way, in Florida. Like, I don't have to give employees paid time off legally. I do give it to them, but it becomes now a reward, not something that I'm obliged by the law. I don't have to give employees Christmas bonuses, but I do every year. And every year I have a commitment to make it even bigger than last year. But now it makes it about the goodwill of your company, not about something that's being enforced by the government, right? Like, these are things that are more like, for me to do a business more appropriate and more protective of everybody, in which everybody wins. You get a better environment.